To frankly speaking, Mr. Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu, the Union Civil Aviation Minister, thank you for sparing time because this has been a week of distress, of stranded passengers, of funerals being missed, of weddings being missed, of exams being skipped. Clearly there is anger all around and there are several questions that the people of India today need to ask you. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Naidu, I want to ask you, it seems like from the outside, and this is what people are saying, that we knew this was going to happen and we didn't do anything in time. That is the biggest charge against you. Was the ministry, was the regulator sleeping on the wheel? Is the question people of India ask tonight.
No, that is definitely not true in the sense that this was supposed to be happening. Because if you look at the history of how we are doing the operations and how we advise the airlines to do the operations, we do thorough stakeholder consultation with sitting with all the airlines and looking at their schedules very in-depth way and then trying to assign them considering all the aspects. And you have to always remember that the Indian civil aviation is a continuously growing sector. You want to cater for the demand also that is being created. So keeping that in mind, and then you have to keep the safety in mind, and then you have to keep the passenger rights in mind. So compared to all of these are things which the ministry, the regulator, everyone focuses on, discusses deeply with the stakeholders, and then we assign it. And if it comes specifically to this week of distress that we are talking about, this in one way has been initiated by the November 1st flight duty time limitations that have come into place. And why do we do the FDTL? Because we care about the safety of the people. We care about safe operations to happen in the country. We care about the pilot safety, the fatigue that they face. So which is why we have implemented new FDTL guidelines and we have put 2 phases. So that you should ask me, why are we putting 2 phases? We have put 2 phases so that the airlines has sufficient time to address this issue. First was on 1st July 2025 and the second phase came in 1st November 2025. So there was ample stakeholder consultation. It was not something which was unanticipated.
Well, then if there was stakeholder consultation that happened, I want to ask you 2 basic questions. The international norms came into operation in January of 2024. Between January of 2024 to January of 2025, it required the High Court to give orders that this FDTL needed to be implemented. It wasn't as if the consultations and your worry led to the implementation. It was a High Court order. Having said that, you said 2 phases, July 1st and November 1st. But November 1st, it wasn't implemented. May I just read out how many flights were cancelled in the month of November itself? It is about 1,232 flights cancelled by IndiGo alone in November. 755 of them cancelled due to crew and flight duty time limitation constraints. 1,200 plus flights had been cancelled by this airline only in November. December is when the crisis hit. In November, what was the regulator doing? What was the ministry doing?
In November, if you look at the facts properly, there have been certain days where the cancellations were absolutely zero. We have been thoroughly observing the situation, not only for IndiGo, we have been observing it for all the airlines. All the airlines, due consultation was done before the implementation, and also the idea was let the airlines also be prepared to do this. So the consultation was going on. In the meantime, when the High Court orders were also passed, we respected the High Court orders. We gave the timelines. That was all in consultation with the airlines. This is the first thing that we have to understand, that in implementation of the FTTL, the airlines was also partner. Don't take away the responsibility of the airlines here. They have to be responsible, accountable in this issue. And if there was a difficulty, then it has to be faced by all the airlines.